what I wish for Manchester, it's what I wish for me. The best they can make, again, the best team they can. And I love that club. You know, I'm not that kind of guy that forgot the past. Manchester, they need to rebuild everything, in my opinion. The coach, they say they cannot compete to win the league and Champions League. You cannot say, if you are a Manchester United coach, you cannot say that you're not going to fight to win the league or Champions League. You have to be mentally say, listen, maybe we don't have that potential, but I cannot say that.
We're going to try.
You're going to try. You have to try. They don't depend only of the talents. It's more than that. It's all club, all, not only players, club, everything as a united, you know? They have to rebuild from the bottom. If not, they cannot compete. It will be impossible. They can do good things. Yes, they can win Carabao or can win, yeah, but I mean, Champions League or Europa League or Premier League, difficult.
Cristiano's words cannot ring any more truer, especially after yesterday's game. Manchester United, and I'm going to be very plain on this. I am Manchester United #1 hater, especially because I'm a Liverpool fan. And when Manchester United suffers, I don't care. But I do got a sliver of love for Manchester United, just a tiny little bit. And that is because one of my biggest idols to have ever graced this world, CR7, has played for your team and made it a legendary status and won a Champions League with them. I'm going to start off by saying this. I will give Ten Hag till Christmas to turn the ship around. Now, granted, I know Manchester United is in a position where they cannot just fire the coach. It's going to cost them a lot of money, especially because there's a guarantee they have to pay him. And with the new coach now, that's, more salary out of their pockets that they're going to have to reach out and pay for these managers. If I were a Man U fan, that game would have sealed the deal. I would have given up on that team. You don't lose to Tottenham shit. You just don't. Plain and simple. In the Prem League, Tottenham shit has never been a top Prem team other than Pochettino being in there. After hearing Ten Hag talk endlessly, and I think there was something I saw today, and I'll show you guys right now. This guy is a literal excuse of a handbook. He has all the excuses written down of why Manchester United has not seen any progression, has not seen any type of success, has not shown signs of building and of rebuilding process. And hearing Ronaldo speak on this, you got to keep in mind what was happening in that locker room when Cristiano was playing for Manchester United the second time around. You can only imagine the conversations that Cristiano was having with Ten Hag. If you're assigning Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest of all time, into your team, you're expecting him to be the main guy? Are you expecting him to put in goals, carry the team? Or are you expecting him to be a voice of reason, a voice of giving the young kids coaching advices? How are you seeing Cristiano join Manchester United in that second round? Because if you can answer that question, it will answer the trajectory of the events that occurred with Ten Hag and Cristiano Ronaldo. When Ten Hag coached in the Ajax, it was a beautiful play. He was pressing the ball beautifully in Ajax. And I think that's how I'm saying correctly, right? Ajax. He decided he was up for the job, for the pressure, and took a gigantic step to managing one of the biggest, most marketable teams in Europe, especially in the Prem League. And he decided to take this baggage. When coaches coach, they coach with a certain style of play. And when you are going to a new team, you have to adapt your style to fit the current style. But also the team has to change their style of play to meet to a level of understanding that the coach can then coach you and meet expectations of what he wants you to do in the field as a player. But in Manchester United, I have to sadly say There has not been a single change of style of play, and we might see flashes of it, and it is not working, and we can clearly see it's not working. And either Ten Hag is responsible or it's upper management for not wanting to change the style of play, but someone's responsible. And right now, the person who's going to take the heat is the current manager. Management's not going to take the heat. Why? Because they don't know the play of soccer. They don't know what's going on the field, and they're not making decisions on the field. They're making marketing decisions. So at the end of the day, it's always going to point back to the coach. Ten Hag is ass, and I'm going to give it to him. And I know there's a lot of Manchester United. I'm going to give him the blame. And I know there's a lot of Manchester United fans right now that, half of them are torn. Half of them want to absolve him from the organization because I get it. I get it. This is the problem. Like Cristiano said in this interview right here with Ferdinand, it is a deeply rooted problem. It is just an organizational problem. It is a management problem. It is an everyone problem. Everyone is to blame, but the person who's going to take the heat again will be 10. 10. He will take the heat times 10. This is his name. 10 heats, 10 problems, 10 everything. He's going to take it. The amount of success Manchester United has under Ten Hag's management has been this. So far this season, they have beaten Fulham, which is a pretty reasonable, good team right now, and Southampton, which they should be beating if they want to see a build-up process. They also have won the Energy Cup with Brunsley. They won 7-0. And, you see these type of plays, but come on. Brunsley, you should be winning that. And if they won 7-0, hey, that's better to them. But if you're going to play like that, how you played in Brunsley, you got to implement it every single match in the Prem League, because or else now you're short points. Now you find yourself in 12th place. I think right now they're currently at their 13th place, and we got to see it realistically. Right now, Manchester United, I think, has 7 points out of 6 games, and it's laughable. A team with such pedigree, with such prestige, the house that, Cristiano didn't build it. Of course, Old Trafford has been there, but he has done it since the beginning of this decade. Since the beginning of last decade, he's been the player that has been instrumental in taking over to win a Champions League. But, this is Ten Hag's team. I can't keep running out of excuses for him. Like, I can't keep putting excuses in it anymore. He wants to go out to the media, go out to the press and say, I'm not afraid of getting sacked. I already spoken with my upper management team. We understand the route or the direction I want to go. We're at a place of understanding. And I get it. He's saying the right things, but Mans is just playing excuses after excuses. Saying what he said, and Cristiano's right. Saying what he said about our team is not ready to compete. What are you doing, man? Do you literally want to lose your locker room? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like he literally wants to lose his locker room for what? To get sacked? To get out of the responsibility? To not look like it was him that gave up? What is it? How do you go out in front in a press conference and say those words for a team that it's such a high risk to say those words, because it could go either way. It could either make the team click and be like, you know what, our coach is talking bad. Let's get our shit together. Let's get our act together and let's start playing right. Let's listen to the coach. Or 2, it can go, wow, the coach is saying that. He doesn't believe in us. Well, fuck him. Fuck him. Go to hell, mate. Go to hell. We won't play for you. And I can already see that going through the players' mind. And the results of this season tells me a lot. It tells me that Ten Hag has lost the locker room. And that's it. Once a coaches lose a locker room, they got to go. And it may be more expensive for Manchester United, but why keep a manager that the team clearly has given up on? And again, 5 coaches in the past 10 or so years. We understand it's a player's game, it's a player's FC, and they have a lot of say. But at the end of the day, you got to have a great coach that can manage that environment, because it's a toxic environment. And when Cristiano went in there, it was probably already toxic. And then Cristiano came in there trying to make some changes, speaking his voice, speaking his mind, started beefing with Ten Hag, and then the results happened. And I'm not saying what Cristiano did was wrong, but I'm not saying it was right either. The interview, the outscene saying he lost respect for Ten Hag. Listen, it was just one-on-one jaw sparring, the old school beef, old school beef. This is my point, and I think I've made it clear. I've talked about this already in the past. What Ten Hag did to Cristiano, I think, was a fallout, and his team hasn't seen that much success since then. And I'm not saying that Cristiano is the reason. I'm just saying the turn of events. I mean, if you're going to punish a player of Cristiano's caliber, bigger than life, bigger than team, doing that to him, you send a message to the players. One, it can be positive, or two, it could go a bad turn. Because if players are seeing that even the star player, even the highest producing goal scorer of the team, if he gets punished the way he's getting punished for speaking his voice, what message does it send to the players? Do you think they're going to have respect for the coach? And, you know, I get it that egos are at play. Ten Hag has an ego, and obviously CR7 has an ego. He wants to send a message, but what message are you sending, Ten Hag? Are you sending a message to be petty, or are you sending a message to let the team know nobody is exempt from the style of play, and I am the head coach? And rightfully so, he should say that. Rightfully so. He has every right to be that guy and step up the plate. He is the boss. He is the boss of the team, and people should be held accountable under his leadership. But when Cristiano leaves, and this is the point that I'm going to be busting your feathers, when Cristiano leaves, does he keep implementing this policy? No, he does not. Because whether people are flatly disrespecting him or not, you have a player like Rashford playing like trash last season, this season, and he is still starting. Yeah, granted, he got caught partying last year, I believe, and he got punished. He got benched a couple games whatsoever, but the man's still starting. Does the man deserve a start? Hell no. What message are you sending? You're sending the wrong message, Ten Hag. You have lost that locker room. I believe CR7 told Ten Hag the truth, and he's been telling him the truth, and he's been in media. And whether Ten Hag is saying, oh, well, he's on the other side of the world, or he's down below in Saudi Arabia, what does he have to say about my team? Listen, Cristiano loves Manchester United. He gave everything to that team. Passion, vigor. He gave everything to Manchester United. So he's going to care, and he's going to be honest. Does he want Ten Hag out? He probably does, and that's why he's being so vocal about it, because he knows Ten Hag is done. Not a good coach. You don't think players talk, bro? You don't think CR7 got, Bruno Fernandes on speed dial? That's his teammate. That's his Portuguese teammate. They definitely know what's going on. In reality, guys, no manager can make the changes needed for this organization, for this team. If a new manager came in today, you might not see any success. In all honesty, the environment right now is not even safe for anyone. So it's not even safe for Ten Hag. It's not safe for anybody. So there's no game plan. There's no coach. And there's no team. That's the truth. And it may be crunchy or it may be cringy. I'm a certified hater. I hate the team and I'm just bashing on them. But Ten Hag is trash. Man U is a trash team. They're just not good. Bruno Fernandes. They made Casemiro look like trash. They got Casemiro when he was arguably one of the top 5 midfielders in the world. And when he got there, he was trash. Go figure.